Ballotpedia, the online encyclopedia of American politics and elections, lists 13 candidates for the Republicans' 2024 presidential nomination. And according to a new poll from St. Anselm College, former President Trump remains the clear front runner on the Republican side, 7 months away from the first votes at the Iowa caucus.
But one candidate not included in that poll or listed on the ballot, listed on Ballotpedia, is Steve Laffey, the former mayor of Cranston, Rhode Island, who declared his candidacy back in February, way before another mayor, Francis Suarez of Miami, who's been receiving a fair amount of attention. No candidate has ever made the jump from City Hall to the White House, but Steve Laffey is joining us now to tell us how he plans to change that altogether. He joins us now from New Hampshire, where he just where he is just one of the many GOP candidates campaigning in that critical state for the head of the primary in February. Steve, welcome to Morning Rush. Appreciate your time. How was life there on the campaign trail? And address kind of the fundamental issue here was the jump from mayor, a local job, to president, the most powerful position on earth. How's a mayor qualified for that job?
Well, Rob, Alex, great show. Love watching it. I'm not running from mayor. I was the mayor in 2002 to 2006. I'm a financial expert. My background is widespread and vastly different than the people running for president. I'm a Harvard Business School graduate. I helped run a major investment banking firm, was very successful. And as mayor, not a ceremonial mayor, as a mayor with a strong mayor's charter, I took over a city that had 37 days until declaring bankruptcy, and we single-handedly turned it around with the fastest turnaround in American history, 8 notches up in the bond rating. So I'm also taught the top finance course at the University of Rhode Island. I'm an author, a big book through Penguin Books about the Republican Party, and I'm a filmmaker. I have 6 children. I know more about education than anybody running. So I'm running to directly confront our problems. Unlike the other people running in the Republican Party, my website has complete solutions designed to do one thing: bring back the middle class to America, which has been destroyed by the public schools, by our trading with China, and especially by the Federal Reserve. Those are my plans. That's why I'm running. I'm not a mayor sitting around. I haven't been a mayor for 18 years.
And so what would you say is the biggest problem that you plan to solve, and what is your solution?
My biggest problem is name recognition, because we live in a world of celebrity status. So if you're Joe Biden and just hang around for 47 years, guess what? You become president. If you have a TV show where you fire people, you become president. What we need is a return to what happened in the past, and that is simply people with real ideas get to the debate stage and talk about things like, how do we actually modernize and revitalize Social Security and take $65 trillion of debt out of the system? That's what my plan is. It's not even my plan. It comes from the world-renowned expert in Social Security at Boston University. So I have vastly different programs to make this happen, and I know how to do it. And I bring another thing to the table. I actually know how to put the best people in the right position at the right time. I don't have any corruption in my background. None of my people in Cranston went to jail. Nobody at Morgan Keegan went to jail. It's a clean campaign, but my problem is name recognition. Once I have that and I can break out, things will change rapidly between me and the other candidates.
All right, so far, just keeping account here, I'm hearing some swipes against Mayor Suarez in Miami. You said you weren't a ceremonial mayor, as the mayor of Miami is. That's more of a ceremonial job. And of course, then your comments about corruption were some swipes at the current frontrunner, Donald Trump. Let me ask a few Republican litmus questions. Was the 2020 a free and fair election?
Yes.
Is Joe Biden the legitimate president of the United States?
Yes.
Okay. So with that out of the way, are insurrections at the Capitol a bad thing?
Really, really bad.
Okay, there we go. We got past those 3. So let's focus now on the Trump factor in this race. Obviously, he has all the name recognition on earth, and you're fighting to kind of get your name out there. Why are you not on the Trump train? Why do you believe he should not get back to the Oval Office? And after that, I'd like to talk about your economic plans, considering that's your expertise.
Yeah, certainly. Very quickly, I didn't vote for Donald Trump in 2016 to 2020. I think it was a disaster to have $8 trillion of deficits in 4 years. We as fiscal conservatives and the Republican Party supposedly were all over President Obama for $8 trillion in 8 years. So my party has been co-opted in many ways. I think President Trump should get out of the race, focus on what is a damning case against him, and leave it to now adults. His narcissism is really a giant problem in the Republican Party, and I simply fail to understand why people are clinging on. But I do think that the Trump Titanic has hit the iceberg, and right now the water is filling underneath. It'll take a couple of months, but he'll be gone in a couple of months, and then new people can replace him.
And just real quick, as a financial expert, I saw two things as part of your platform: fixing the tax code and the Federal Reserve. Bite on one of those right now and say, what would you do immediately as president on an economic front?
The Federal Reserve cannot have a dual mandate, and inflation, which they try to keep it to, which they failed at on purpose, by the way. They kept it at 8. They can't do that and keep unemployment low. We have to go back to keeping inflation at 0. Give them one mandate, let them be independent. And listen, I'm a populist conservative. We can get 17 people from my high school class to keep inflation at 0. It's all about money. And that's what they know and won't tell the public. So we're going to get the Federal Reserve changed, and we're going to do it by legislation, not executive orders. No more executive orders. Legislation like the old timers. Go around the country, plane, train, automobile, and get people to make them vote on new legislation like Kemp Roth back in the Reagan days.
Populist conservative. Interesting title. Wish we had more time, but please come back as things progress.
Yep,
I
we appreciate it.
Great show.